Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Now today I'm going to be talking about the New York Excelsior. Obviously this team has now transitioned to the North American team, to the North American region. So it'll be in the West region alongside with the LA Gladiators, the San Francisco Shock, Florida Mayhem, Atlanta Reign, Dallas Fuel, all those teams. And they do have a full Korean roster, and this is what the roster looks like. So the only player who they kept from last year was Flora, and I think Flora makes sense. I mean, Flora did really good last year, so not really too surprised about that. As for the other four players, I mean, soon to be five players actually, which I'll talk to you about soon. So they've added Yaki, Gangnam Jin, Myungbong, and Kellen. This is already looking really good. I'm really happy about that. But one of these players are currently having visa issues, which I'll get to at some point. Um, Actually, before we get to that, let's talk about the former players. So I think Ivy left mid-season. As for everyone else, so Friday also retired. Guangbong, don't know what's happening to him. Kalios has joined the Washington Justice. Feather and Yakpang both retired. Bianca is now a coach for T1. And Jonag is currently inactive. Obviously, it says Soul Dynasty, but he's actually currently inactive. It's a big blow, obviously, for the NYXL. It's a I mean, it was a decent season for them. Due to the roster, so it's pretty decent for them. As for the coaches, they've revamped the whole coaching lineup, so they now have Kuki as their head coach and Undyne as their assistant coach. Squix actually left pretty recently. It used to be Kuki, Undyne, and Squix, but now Squix has left. And I'll be honest, I generally can't remember. Oh, wait, never mind. Okay, yeah, they announced it during the thing. Okay, that's good enough. But I mean, just like I've been saying, they only had two coaches. I don't like that. I mean, I guess like two coaches kind of works if it's like a small roster. Like this is basically the smallest that you could go to. Um, but if it's like a massive roster, then no thanks. Don't do that. That's bad. Um, I guess we'll move on actually to the rumor that I've been hearing, which is this. According to multiple sources, by yours truly, Halo of Thoughts, the NYXL has signed American tank Vulcan. Now, this is weird, because just like this Twitter user says, what the heck, first ever non-Korean player for the NYXL, correct? Yeah, basically. Um, I don't, it's, I mean, so basically, what the thing is, so what's happened is that Kellen is having visa issues, and or actually no, it's not visa issues. It's I think he had to go back to Korea due to I think family reasons or personal reasons, basically personal issues, and they needed another tank. It would be interesting if I don't know if they got some. I mean, kind of makes sense why they got a Vulcan. If it's I mean it's rumored to get Vulcan. But I'm confuffled. I am very shocked about this. I'm confused. Um, but I mean, everyone is very confused about this. I think if I go to show more replies, I actually don't know. Let's have a look. Not exactly like not exactly like his bag. Um, uh, do, uh, I'm trying to yes. So it says I think it might be because Kellen had to temporarily go back to Korea and gain a visa for the sixth player had a new Korean tank wouldn't happen within a week and a half at all. And just having a look, I, they're all just talking about they're just they all talk about Kellen. I think um. Anyone asking this guy has been the number two off tank for NA contenders for years. So he's like, I guess he's like one of the best NA contenders off tank players. So if we actually have a look at Vulcan, if we have a look as I cannot spell, let's have a look at Vulcan, shall we? So this is the guy, well, the player that NYXL is rumored to be signing. So he's played, so he's actually currently playing for Solaris, which I guess is like this. Aren't they like the second? Are they? I don't know. they're pretty far away from like Bobby Wasabi and Redbird Esports. I don't know if Bobby Wasabi even freaking exists anymore. But I mean, that's what I've been saying. I mean, he's asked highly about it. I mean, he's very high, he's pretty high, but it's interesting that they've signed an American player for the very first time. Because look at this, everyone else is Korean. Everyone else. So it's interesting that they've actually decided to sign their first ever Western player as like a stand-in, I guess, for a Korean player. So I think, in my opinion, when Kellen gets back with all of his visa issues and, um, goes over to the States, I think he may get benched for the rest of the season. That's just in my opinion, though. That might freaking change. So, yeah. That's all I really have to say about that. So with that in mind, I mean, let's just get on with the ratings. So, get my pen out. DPS definitely looks the strongest. Flora and Yaki on the same team, that's going to be incredibly scary for the Western region, which is why I'm going to give them a 9. I could also give them a 10, actually. Should I give them a 10? Yeah, you know what, let's go bold. Let's go 10. Let's go with a 10 out of 10 for the DPS. I mean, Flora, Yaki was definitely the best player on the Florida Mayhem, in my opinion, and he just was. I mean, he just was the best player on that team. Flora is an up-and-comer, young DPS player, and I think he performed really, really good last year. Definitely also the best NYX, the best player on the NYXL last year. I think Jarnak had a bit of an off year, in my opinion. But Flora definitely popped the hell off. I think Guangbong also did really, really good. Kelly also did really good as well. So that's really good for the NYXL. Supports. Gangnam Jin and Myeongbong are the same team. That's also really, really good. I don't know if they're really going to compare against the other support players, but I think this is a very solid 9.5 out of 10. So I mean, again, these two on the same team is terrifying to me. Gangnam Jin actually no, Gangnam Jin did decent. On the Florida Mayhem last year, he did decent. Myeongbong continued to impress me the whole time last year on the Boston Uprising. So I think I think this is pardon me. I think this is really good for if you're an NYXL fan, you should be really, really excited about this roster. As for the tank of Kellen, I don't know a lot about Kellen, so if I actually have a look, and yes, the ratings will come along with us. He is a former player from from Talent Esports. He was actually part of Element Mystic. I guess actually he joined after the craziness of the Element Mystic days last with like Doha and Sparkle and Hanbin and who else was there? Actually, I can't remember. I can't remember who else was there in Element Mystic, but I know Element Mystic was crazy. Like on like 2018 to 20 like 29 like what was it like 2017 2018 maybe 2019 as well. My God, those are the days. I'm scared for him. I'll be honest. I don't know if Vulcan's even going to do well, and with that, I'll probably have to give them maybe an 8 or even a 7 even. I'll be nice. I'll give them an 8. I think 7 might be also too generous. I think 8 is incredibly generous in my opinion. But I would just give him an 8. I mean, take some time. I mean, they're both rookies. Kellen, I think Kellen's going to do really, really good. I think Vulcan may surprise some people. I mean, he was classified as the second best tank behind Kaluge. I can say false as well. He's like either Kaluge or false. But I'm excited to see him play, and luckily they may be signing another tank. I don't know. We'd have to wait to see. So 10 out of 10 for DPS, 9.5 out of 10 for support, and 8 out of 10 for the tanks. So I move on to the coaches. Kuki and Undyne. So I think Undyne was in the team last year. I don't know where I think he was also an assistant coach from last year. I think this is also really good. I mean, Kuki, how did the Florida Mayhem do last year again? was like crap. I generally, oh no, I can't remember right now. Because ironically, guess who's up next? Okay, so they came 16th. Okay, guess who's up next? Next, the Florida Mayhem is up next. Oh, great. Um, so I think this is decent. I mean, I'll probably give them. Yeah, I'll also give. What is that? Let's give them an 8. 8 out of 10 for the coaches. There you go. 8 out of 10 for coach. That's a weird looking H. There we go. Uh, Decent. I think it's really good. I think Cookie will definitely make some changes. I think Undyne will also be a great help to him. Really good. I'm pretty excited about this. Um, so that's really better for the NYXL. Obviously, the next one is the Florida Mayhem, which I mentioned. And their roster looks weird. It's possibly it's like the Hungry Spark version of the Florida Mayhem. Wait, it's like the Florida Mayhem is a Hungry Spark of NA. Okay, I can't worse off anymore. That's really about it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you guys on next time in the next one. Goodbye.